Okay, 4.5 is factoring trinomials of the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is not 1. That means it's not just x squared. You'll have a number in front of the x squared. Okay? Like this. Okay. There's two ways to do it. You can just like pick and choose, like how can you get 3x squared? It's going to be 1 times 3 for sure. So one of these has to be an x squared, one has to be, 3x. 3x and x, right? Okay. How can you get 5? 1 times 5. Okay, let's do a couple of these. You can either put 1 and 5 or 5 and 1. A lot of them have a lot more choices than those. If we had like 36, it would be 1 times 36, 36 times 1, 2, 18, 18, 2. It could take you forever to find it, huh? Yeah.
We should just skip all this whole section.
No, I'll show you how to do it an easier way. Okay, so what you need to do is find a way to get negative 14. They're going to be different signs. You can already tell they're going to be different signs. So this gives you a 3 and a 5, your inside and outside. 3 and 5. This gives you a 15 and a 1.
It's going to be the 15 minus 1.
15 and 1. They subtract to give you 14. How are we going to get a negative 14? The 15 has to end up negative and the 1 has to be positive. Right? It starts getting a little confusing, doesn't it? This is crazy. Okay, this way we found out doesn't work. It's a 3 and a 5. To get a negative 15, the 3 is positive, so the 5 has to be negative, right? And for the 1 to be positive, both of these have to be positive. Okay? So that would be your answer. Think there maybe could be an easier way? No? Yeah, there can. There really can. That's your answer right there. Okay, what you can do it in a different color here. You could rewrite it. Oh, what you need to do is find this times this is what?
15.
15. Okay, 15. And how do you get 15? 1 times 15 or 3 times 5. The ones that subtract to give you negative 14 would be these two. Kind of hard to see, isn't it? Okay. So you would say to get a negative 14, I would need a positive 1 and a negative 15. Kind of like what we put down here. Right? So you're going to rewrite it. Let me get another piece of paper because, oops, not that one. It's already written on. I'm going to rewrite this thing with this one first. And instead of that, I'm going to write negative 15 x and a positive 1x. Okay, so I did this instead of that. Does everybody see that? I'll put that here, and then we write the negative 5. So that came down, and then change the middle. What do we do when there's 4 terms? Do you remember? We group them. First 2 and the last 2. Okay? So, the first 2 have 1 in common.
5, 3,
3 and
15x.
whatever. 3x squared is 3x times what?
X
And then
minus 5x.
5.
Oh, 5.
right? Okay, this should end up being the same thing on both sides. So writing it over here, if we multiply by something, can we get that? It's already that, so it's multiplied by 1. We don't need to even change the sign, so it's a positive 1. 1x minus 5, right? Okay, so what do they have in common? X minus 5. The first one was multiplied by 3x. Second one was multiplied by plus 1. Is that the same thing we got a while ago? X minus 5 and 3x plus 1. If we would have had a whole bunch of these, it would have took forever to figure out which one to pick from.
So it's better just to group.
It's better to group them. Rewrite it into 4 terms and group them. Unless you could just look at it and it's so obvious, but even that was one of the easier ones and it's not super obvious. Okay. Next one. 4 times 6 is 24. How are we going to get 24? 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6, and is that it?
Maybe 4
Yeah.
and 6.
You gotta put those in descending order.
Oh! Yes. Thank you. We don't need 24, do we? 10t squared plus 4t minus 6. It's not going to be 24. Sorry about that. What do we look for first before we do all this stuff? Greatest common factor. Look up there. Greatest common factor. Is there a common factor? 2. Okay. So we have 5t squared plus 2t minus 3. Right. Now, we're going to get the multiples of this one, which is 15. 1 times 15 or 3 times 5. Subtract to give you 2. How are we going to get a positive 2? Positive 5 and negative 3, right? So the biggest one has to be positive for it to come out like this. So we're going to rewrite that part of it as 5t squared. Instead of this, we're going to put these with the next behind them, following them or whatever. Minus 3x plus 5x. See how we did that? Brought the negative 3 down. Okay, now what do we do to factor it? Group. Once you rewrite it, you group it. Okay. So we've got the 2 up here. What did he, oh my goodness, that's a T, not a X.
Why X's?
I was like, T squared and X? We never did this one. Okay, these are T's, sorry about that. We put the letter this way. Okay. 5t squared is, oh, what do we have in common? Sorry. They didn't have anything in common till change this to T.
Having some Greek beer back there.
I didn't get much sleep last night. Okay. T. Not beer, T. Okay, the first one. 5 and a T, right? That gives you 5t squared?
Yeah.
Okay, minus what? 3. Okay, this should come out to 5t minus 3 also. Is that exactly like it? Yes, so plus what? What? Plus one here.
Yes.
Oh, you're staring at me saying T, I'm like, I screwed up again. Okay, this one stays out here as a factor. What do they have in common? 5t minus 3. And this one was multiplied by t, the other one was multiplied by plus 1. So there it is. Looks so easy when we do it together, huh? Yeah. Okay, that's what we already did. Okay, are these in descending order?
I don't know, you can't see them all.
Sorry. Yes. T squared, T?
Yes.
Okay. All right, they're in descending order. We don't need to rewrite it. How about before we multiply 30 and 25, why don't we see if there's a common factor?
5.
5, yeah. Okay, so we will divide up front, factor it out. Our first term will be
6.
t squared plus 13?
Yeah.
13?
13t.
17? It's 17, huh? Thank you. They just said 13 because I wrote it. 17t plus, what's the last term? 5. Okay. So we're going to multiply 6 and 5. 6 and 5 give you 30. So we have, I'm going to write it in something that's easier to read. 1 times 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10, and 5 times 6. Which ones add up
2
to?
and 15.
And if I would have the 13, we would have picked the wrong ones. So good thing he told us I was wrong. Okay, 17, it's 2 and 15. How are we going to get positive 17?
Negative 2, positive
Same
15.
signs.
Oh,
Same sign.
Positives on both.
5 stays out here. And what are we going to do? We're going to rewrite this whole thing to have this with t's. I'm going to put it here so I don't forget. Okay, so we rewrite it 6t squared plus 2t. Instead of this, we're writing this and this. Plus 2t plus 15t. And then we're writing our plus 5. Right? Changing colors again. 5 stays out here. Good group, right? What do the first two have in common? 2t? Okay, first term. 2t times what? 3t. And times what?
Plus
1. Okay, so we should write this again. How are we going to get 15t? What are we going to multiply by? Positive 5?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, plus 15t and plus 5, yes. That's good. So, since my next problem's here, I'll write it over here. You have the 5, and they have what? 3t plus 1 in common. 3t plus 1 is multiplied by 2t, and that one is times positive 5. There's your answer. Can you imagine how many things we had to try? We had to have 1 and 6, 2 and 3, and then we would have had to have each one of those with a 1 and 5 and 5 and 1. There would have been a lot of things we had to try to pick from. Okay. Is this in descending order?
Yes.
2, 1, none, yes. Is there anything in common? No, not 2, because we don't have one. So we're ready to factor. 6 times 2? 12. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Which one subtract to give you 1?
2 and 1?
3 and 4.
3
Which ones are these?
3 and 4.
Minus 3 plus 4.
Minus 3 plus 4?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Oh, no.
The positive 4 would give you
Minus
positive 4.
4.
This is a sign of your larger one when they're different. And let's put the Y so I don't forget which letter we're using. Okay. Okay, so we have, this one comes down. And then instead of 1Y, we're writing this thing. -1. Instead of -1, we're writing plus 3Y and a minus 4Y. And then we need to bring this one down. Right? You got those there. Now what do we do to factor it?
Group.
4 terms. We're grouping. Where'd it go? Enough. Okay, what do these two have in common?
3.
3.
And?
What?
Because we love you. You don't watch Mickey Mouse, do you? It's the old Mickey Mouse. They say, you might see you real soon. K-E-Y. Why? Because we love you. Hello, you will see. Anyway, that was the little short commercial.
2y plus 1.
2y plus 1, right. This, we will have to do the same thing. How are we going to get -4 from this? -2. That gives us -4y, that's good. And that gives us -2, that's good. What do they have in common? 2y plus 1. And then we'll have 3y minus 2. So that's it. The next one. Are they in descent? What? Okay, I have a mistake there. This is going to be a 4, or that has to be 1. There's got to be more than that. They can't be the same. Sorry about that. Okay. 40x to the 4th plus 16x squared minus 12.
In descending order.
They are in descending order. Is there anything in common?
4.
So the first term, 10x to the 4th. Second term,
4.
x squared minus,
3.
okay? What's 10 times 4? 3.
30.
30. Can you say anything right? You know what I think? 6 and 5 and 6. I'm thinking that I put the 4 with the wrong one. I just assumed I had them in descending order, but the one I picked, I bet you it was in the wrong order. 'Cause that doesn't look like it's gonna work, does it?
Nope.
Nope. I'm not seeing it right now, but I don't think, I think I just screwed up. This was a 2 and that was probably a 4. Because I don't see a way to work, do you? Subtract to give you 4? think I messed up. Okay, my original problem must have been squared and to the fourth minus 12.
We need an X.
So, let's put it in the other order. Oh yeah, sorry. Plus 40x squared minus 12. See if that one will work. It still has 4 in common.
Three. Last one's minus 3.
So which one is?
Oh, I was going from that, sorry. Minus 3?
Yeah.
Yes, because 4 times 12 is gonna be more.
Oh, you mean that?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I wrote it from that, right? Oh my God. Okay. 4 times 3 is 12. We got 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Subtract to give you 10. This is as far as it goes. I mean, both of those, they only factor out. Neither one of those is going to be a grouping thing. So that one actually can only go this far, right? And this one, we reordered it, and it can only go that far. So just because there's 4, just because there's 3 and it looks like you might be able to, doesn't mean it will. Sometimes it'll just be a common factor. Alrighty. Is that in descending order of x's?
No.
Yes, 2, 1. And it's in ascending order of y's, 9, 1, and 2 y's. So that's good. X's go down, y's go up. That's a good thing. Now, do they have anything in common? Common factor first. 2. Probably not 4, huh? Okay, so 2, no x. Okay, so this one is 6. X squared minus
29.
20 what?
29.
29 plus half of that.
28.
Okay, 6 times 28. Woo, that's a big one. It may not, but let's do 1 is 6 times 28.
168.
Wow, thanks. 1 times 168, 2 times 84,
Yes.
3 times
56.
4 times
42.
5, 6,
28.
8.
21.
Hey, we got it. They add up to 29. It does work. Bye.
Fine.
You still have an hour, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, my clock's wrong. Okay, they're both the same, and they need to be negative. They'll both be xy's. So we have 2. Bring this down. Instead of this, we're going to write negative 8xy and negative 21xy. Then bring this down. Group them. 2 stays up here. What do the first 2 have in common?
2. And X.
2. X.
Okay, to get this. Huh? 3? X. To get this.
Negative 4. Y.
Okay, so let's put this over here. How are we going to get this?
Negative 7.
And what else do you
X.
need?
Why?
Y.
Y. You already have an X, you need a Y.
Oh.
There'll be negative 21 and then an X and a Y. And negative, negative is positive, see? 28y squared. So we're good. The 2's out here. What do they have in common? We'll just put that. 3x minus 4y. And this one is times 2x minus 7y. That's as far as you can go. That one looked all crazy, huh? But it went one word. Okay, you may have some review problems on slope. Remember the difference when they're parallel, perpendicular? Parallel has the same slope. Perpendicular has negative reciprocal slopes. Okay, so if it was like negative 2/3, the other one would be positive 3/2, right? How about if it was negative 2? Negative reciprocal would be the other side and flip it, right? So if they're perpendicular, negative reciprocal slopes. Parallels is it's the same slope. Neither would just, it wouldn't fit either category, of course. Okay, so what you gotta do, remember you solve for y. This one will be add 2x, right? So if we add 2x, we have 2x plus 18. This has a slope of 2. Okay, let's do this. Oh, it's already done. It's just on the other side. Okay, so what's the slope of this one?
2.
So is it, did it fit either category?
Yes.
Same slope,
Parallel.
parallel. Okay, another one. Okay. To solve for y, we need to subtract 2x. So we have 5y equals negative 2x plus 4. It's almost solved for.
Wouldn't it be positive 2x?
This is positive. To get to that side, we have to subtract it.
I know, but 4 minus 2 would still be a positive 2, right?
No, the x comes over here by itself and the 4 comes by itself.
Oh, okay.
They're not like terms.
Okay.
Divide everything by 5. So we have y equals negative 2/5 x plus 4/5. So our slope here is
Negative 2.
negative 2/5. Do this one, we're going to subtract 2x again. So we've got negative 5y equals negative 2x minus 3. Right? Okay, divide by negative 5. Y equals negative negative is positive. What's the slope of this one?
Positive 2/5.
Okay. Is that either the same or negative reciprocals?
Neither.
No. They're different signs, but they're not reciprocals. So this is neither. Okay, solve for y. So we have y equals negative x plus 7, right? Negative x plus 7. And this one, add x. Y equals x plus 3. Slope of this one is negative 1. Slope of this one is?
Positive.
Are they negative reciprocals?
No, neither.
What's a reciprocal of 1?
They are.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah, reciprocal of 1 is 1. So they are negative reciprocals. So they're perpendicular. Okay. And we're going to the next section. Any questions?